Oregon and where my grandparents live is kind of this very wooded, rural area. You know, you get out. You know, Oregon is like the capital of running in the United States. Like everybody's a runner there. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get out in the fresh Oregon air. I'm gonna take a run. You know, I leave my sneakers out. Or no, I don't leave my sneakers outside. They're just inside the door. But you know, my grandparents keep a pretty clean house. So I grab my shoes and I put them out. You're not listening over there. I put my shoes right outside the door and I look around. Oregon, I'm gonna get ready to go for this amazing run, right? So I go down, I bend down to put on my shoes, and right next to my shoe is like this large, it's like this big, right? It's like this size, but it looks like this. It's like balled up but brown. It looks like a pine cone. Everybody know what a pine cone is? Like this like big seedy looking spiky furry pine cone. And so it's sitting there next to my shoes and I'm like, look at this pine cone next to my shoes right here. I put on my shoe, and put on one shoe, and in my head I'm like, this is gonna be the best day ever. I'm just out in Oregon, just having fun, smiling and happy. And you know, Misha at the same time was running his run for his for the random acts and stuff. So I just felt very motivated. I was so happy. And so I like get one shoe on. I'm like, yeah, the shoe's ready to go. I'm really dragging this out, just so you know. I get the shoe on. I put the other shoe on, and this pine cone's still there, just right next to my shoes. And I kind of like look at it for a second. I never really think about it. You know, sometimes you just think, you know, your brain registers, oh, that's what it is, no big deal. I don't remember exactly if I kicked this thing or I bent down to touch it. Either way, it was close to my face. It was like this. And it wasn't moving, but for some reason I like fidgeted or touched it. I don't remember if it was with my foot or with my hand. And this thing went from this big, like to the size of a pine cone, to like the size of my face. Like, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but just bear with me. Like the size of like a large pancake, like with legs. And so it's spread out and I'm just like, yeah, my shoes on. Now we're gonna reverse the story like 2 seconds. Come on, stay. Remember the big laugh at the end. So I'm like reversing the story. I just get that other shoe on and I'm like, here we go. There's a pine cone. And then it's like, poof. And I'm just like, I'm looking at it, it's right here on the floor. I'm looking at it, I'm going like this. Get off me! Like I was for sure it was in my pants and in my shirt, but I still saw it right there. It was on my back, it was biting me. I had like, this thing was a spider. In all reality, it was probably this big, but for the joke, let's say it was like this big. It really was, it was furry, it was like crunched up like this, right? It was like, and I just freaked out, and I was like, my grandparents have this big window. It's like the size of this screen right in front of their living room, and I'm like, screaming, freaking out. I'm out of breath from telling this joke. Screaming, and I'm like, just going for a run. Don't worry, I didn't just scream like a little girl when I saw a giant spider outside.